Hey, my friends, do you ever kind of look around and see how dependent we are on technology? We become so fragile. Anything happens to the infrastructure, we all panic because we know that we're all so dependent on it. It's amazing that over time we call ourselves more technological, more modern, right? More innovative, but yet we're so much more dependent on that innovation. So very few of us grow our own food. So very few of us have means to generate our own electricity. So very few of us have broad general knowledge of how things work. Because a lot of us are specialists. We are in niche markets. And I think it's done by design to make us all specialists so that we are forced to conform to how society is for our own survival, because we have to then depend on everyone else and the system to get our needs met. And I think it's a very dangerous road. And this is where a lot of knowledge is lost, when the certain types of knowledge is just held in the hands and the minds of a few. And so I think this is something to be concerned about, especially when people are talking about going more to a cashless society. A cashless society? I mean, what a freaking nightmare. You know how computers are. You know that there's hackers. You know there's corruption. I mean, do you really want to wake up one day and just have a bank error or a computer error and you have zeros in your account when you had a lot more than that? Now, you may argue we're already in an age of digital currency to a large degree, and it's true. We're already mostly there. But to go all the way and to get rid of physical cash, I'm totally against that. And it could be for privacy reasons. It could just be that we wouldn't have a backup in case something technological happened, a crisis, a crash. We wouldn't have any backup to that system. So the older I get, the more I have concerns about where we're going as a society. Not just here in the US, but also in other developing countries. Where are we going with all this? Why are we trying to become more and more technologically dependent? Why are we wanting to be more fragile and be specialists instead of having more general knowledge? Why do we want to be more dependent on the system and on others instead of being self-reliant? That's a question that we need to ask ourselves. And do you want to participate in all of that going on? I mean, you can grow your own food. You can have your own electricity if you want. You can be more self-sufficient. You just have to make that choice. But most people choose not to. It's just easier not to. So in the future, I think that some of us, at least those of us that are more awake about the issues, have to make a decision. Do we want to continue to be part of the system or not? And I'm just going to give you an example. 5G is rolling out right now all around the world. And I live in the US. And here in the United States of America, we have a number of cities that have just started this process of 5G. And we know that there is going to be a lot more saturation within communities in terms of the radiation that the cell network is going to be putting out just because of the nature of 5G. We know there's going to be more health questions, health concerns, and there's going to be more health problems just by the inherent nature of what 5G is. Just common sense stuff. Scientists are already coming out in droves talking about it's not a good idea to do this. It's not a good idea to have 5G pumping out of satellites, 5G's coming out of towers and receivers and transmitters that are going to be up and down your street because of the very nature of what 5G is. It's an upper band of the microwave frequencies. And what you have is very high frequencies that are going to be very much more closer in proximity than they are now. So the saturation is going to be a lot higher. all because we want more bandwidth. We want faster speeds. There's always a negative. There's always cons to what we want. And we're going to have some major health problems, is what I foresee. And we're going to have to really address this. I, for one, am thinking that 5G might be the line in the sand for me. I might just give up my cell phone. When they say, hey, your network is not available anymore, your 4G network is gone, you have to go to 5G or just have no coverage, that might be the line in the sand for me. I don't want to participate in that. And I would even consider moving to a location that there is no cell coverage, just to get away from all that radiation. I mean, have you ever thought about what our technology is really doing to our bodies? I mean, it's got to be doing something. You can't have all this influence, like cell phone radiation, on your body 24/7, every day of the year, and it have no effect. You can't tell me that it doesn't do anything. And you can't tell me that it's good for you. It's not therapeutic. We know that for sure. So what's the alternative here? Well, it's not good for you. And depending on your exposure level, you have different levels of possibilities in terms of what can be, the outcome with your health. So I just wanted to make this quick vid and talk about these concerns. I'm sure you have concerns as well. Feel free to leave them in the comment section. Thanks for sharing my videos and for subscribing to my channel. I really do appreciate your support. You guys take care. Catch you later.